What we're doing now is giving you a guide so that you can learn how to present the business properly. So now I'm going to do the actual presentation following the script, and I'm going to pretend that I'm talking to one person, at a Starbucks or at a McDonald's. So here's how it goes. Hey bro, thanks for taking the time to come out and meet me. And I told you I was going to show you a very interesting system where we can make a lot of money. Now before we start, I just want to tell you that this system is called the 4F25 system. I'll explain why, actually you'll see why it's called the 4F25 a little bit later. But before I start, I just want to ask that is it okay with you that for the next maybe 10, 12 minutes, you just empty your mind of any thoughts you may have on networking, direct selling, sales, MLM, whether positive or negative thoughts. Just take it out of your mind. This way you can focus on what I'm trying to say, and it falls on a fresh sheet of paper. Okay, and now afterwards you can ask as many questions as you want. Okay. Now remember, I asked you before, is it okay with you if I show you a simple system that can make $40,000 to $50,000 a month? And since you said yes, that's why we're here. Now there's two questions I'd like to start before I make the presentation. Are you willing to do 4 things in order to make the $40,000, $50,000 a month? Okay. Next question is, do you know 4 people that would also be willing to execute 4 simple steps in order to make $40,000 to $50,000 a month? Okay, good. Now that we have the basic foundation for you to be able to build this business. Now there's only 4 things that you need to do. That's why I said it's a 4F25 system. There's only 4 things that you need. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is, number 1, register with NIWI International. Become a member. Okay. Now when we say register, all you do is purchase a package. Now we have 4 packages: the $125 package, the $250 package, $500 package, and the $1,000 package. And these packages, basically you're just buying NIWI products. So you choose which one you like, which type of membership you like. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the company, okay, because we can go to niwi.international, our website later. Everything about the company is there. You'll find all the information, all the products are going to be there, all the product descriptions, everything. So I just don't want to repeat anything that the website is going to tell us anyway later. We can go into the website later. Because right now, I really want to just focus on the business, on the money side, and I'm assuming that's okay with you. Okay? So I'm going to base all my computations on $250. Okay? Now the next thing, number 2, will be what we call stop and study. I don't know what else to call it. That's why we call it stop and study. And the reason I say this step is very important is many people fail in this industry simply because they don't take the time to learn how to do the business properly. Now, if you choose to join us in NIWI, if you choose to become a member, of course, we'd like you to succeed. Okay, and this is why we say study first. Now, in NIWI, we take this very seriously. We have what we call the NSI, the NIWI Success Institute, where you will have training videos available for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for free. It's free for all NIWI members. Okay, and this NSI will teach you everything that you need to know in order to build your NIWI business. And you'll see it's actually quite simple. But no matter how simple it is, we'll still teach you how to do it properly. Okay, now when we say stop and study, I'm not talking about studying for 6 months, 1 year. No, I'm just talking about a week, a few days, 2 weeks. It depends on how deep you really want to go into it. But most people, after studying for about 2-3 days, they're ready to start the business. And of course, we're here to help you. The third step is what we call, you need to find 4 people who, like you, would also be willing to do 4 steps in order to make $40,000 to $50,000 a month. That's why we call it 4F, for family and friends. You don't have to go further than that. Okay. Now, when I ask people, and I'm asking you now, how long do you think it'll take us working together to find 4 people who are willing to do these 4 steps? Some people say 1 day, some people say 2 days, some people say a week, some people say 2 weeks. Let's just say 1 month. Let's just say it takes 1 month to find 4 people who are willing to follow the system and do the same thing. Okay? It's like 1 person a week. I think it's realistic. Okay? The fourth thing and final step is you need to shop or consume 25 points a month, which is approximately $60 to $70 on Niwi products. Now, Niwi products are all healthy, all natural, delicious. They're great for the skin because we also have personal care products that are very good. All these products you're probably already buying outside. All we're saying in Niwi is instead of buying these products outside because there they have no cashback system, just buy them at Niwi, okay? Because here we do have a cashback system. We have a reward system. That's why we call it profitable consumerism. You and I are going to make a lot of money just on what people buy, not what people sell. Okay, so really all we're doing is just changing brands. That's all we want to do, just change brands. Instead of buying there, buy it here. That's it. Those are the only 4 things that you need to do, that you need to commit to doing in order to make the $40,000, $50,000 a month I told you about over the phone. Now, I need to ask you a very, very important question. Are these 4 steps something that you'd be willing to do, that you'd be willing to commit to doing in order to make $40,000 to $50,000 a month? And that's very, very important because here in Niwi, we want to tell the truth. Okay, if you're not willing to do these 4 things, remember I told you, if you're not interested over the phone, I told you, if you're not interested, bro, it's okay. We're still friends, okay? But again, we want to tell the truth. If you're not willing to do these 4 things, it's going to be practically impossible to make $40,000 to $50,000 a month. But since you said yes, we can go on, okay? Now this is what happens. Now in the first month, you and I working together, you sponsor your 4 on the first month. Now, what are the 4 going to do the next month? Yeah, they're going to sponsor 4. My question is, how do you know? What guarantee do you have that they're also going to sponsor 4? Yes, they want to make money. Yes, they want to duplicate the system. But what I'm trying to drive at is, you know they're going to bring in 4 because they already committed to following the system even before they join. That's the reason why that question is so important. People need to commit. So anyway, so that's what happens. Then the 16, same thing. They're going to bring in 4, okay? And then the 64 are also going to bring in 4 on the 4th month. Now here's my question. Do you know these 256 people? Now, of course you don't. You only know the 4. Now, even though the answer to that question is obvious, the reason I'm asking it is so that I want you to see how possible this is to build a huge network. Because most people think that you can only build a network by recruiting hundreds and thousands of people on an hourly basis. That's not true. As long as everybody is willing to commit to the system and to following the system, you'll see, even with 4, you can get a lot of people. Even with 4, you can build a huge network. But let's go on. Now you have 1,024 the next month that they're going to bring in. Then the 1,024 will also bring in, so that's 4,096 the next month. And then 16,000 plus plus. The exact number is not important. Then after that is 65,000 plus plus. Again, the exact number is not important. Now let's stop here on the 8th month. Now, of course, it's not going to stop because what are they going to do on the next month, the 65,000 plus? They're also going to sponsor 4. Okay, so let's just stop it here for now, even though it's not going to stop. Now, I want to ask you, is this something that can possibly happen? Is this something that can happen under you? Yes, of course it can happen. Everybody just brings in 4. Now, I want you to go home and think about this. Whether or not you choose to join Niwi or not, and it is your choice, whether or not you choose to join me and the team here at Niwi, you still already have this network under you. Even if you don't join, you already know 4 people that want to make money. They also know 4 people. See, what I'm trying to say is, let's benefit from an asset we already have. Because in reality, that's all we're doing here. We're just teaching people how to benefit from something they already have. Okay, now let's go on. The first month, you make $120. Remember, this is based on the 250. Of course, if everybody comes in with the 1,000, it's much higher. But let's base it on 250. You come in at 250, they come in at 250, and you make $120 on your first month. The next month, when they sponsor 4, you now make $200. That's how much you make. The 4 you brought in, who brought in their 4, are now at 120. So the one thing nice with this system is everybody makes money. It's not just yourself. And then when the 64 come in, you earn $800. Now, of course, the next month, they're going to bring in also their 4. When they bring in their 4, you now earn $3,200. Now remember, this is earning $3,200 from people you didn't even know. But when they come in and join as members, you earn $3,200. That's what we call leveraged income. And that's the beautiful thing about this industry. Okay. Now the next month, the 256 will also bring in 4. So now you have 12,800 on the next month. Now I want to make one point. Let's say you made 12,800 here, 3,200 here. So that's approximately $17,000 that you've made over 5 months, okay, by just buying products. Now, wouldn't you be happy? Of course you would. You've made $17,000. Now, let's say you call all of these people up. You call them on the phone. Everybody, please stop doing Niwi. I've made $17,000. I'm happy. Everybody can stop now. Do you think they're going to stop? Yeah, I agree with you. Of course not. They're not going to stop. They're going to bring in their 4. Why? Because they also want to earn money and they also committed to following the system. So what happens now? Now you hit on the 6th month what we call max out. You hit the maximum bonus level of this basic bonus. I forgot to tell you earlier, what I'm showing you now is just the basic bonus. There's about 8, 9 more bonuses, but I don't want to talk about that right now because I think $50,000 a month is something to put a smile on your face, okay? So when even if you tell them to stop, they bring in 4, you now make $50,000. The 4 you brought in are now at the 12,800, and the 4 they brought, see what I'm saying? Everybody makes money. Now can you imagine how happy this group is going to be? Now what happens on the next month? They also committed to following the system. They bring in 4, now you make $50,000 again. Then your 4 are at $50,000. Then the next month, the 16,000 plus will bring in 4. You're still at the 50,000 level for the basic bonus. Again, I want to point that out, the basic bonus. And basically, that's it. That's how simple it is. That's how simple the 4F25 system is. That's how simple it is to earn with this, just by everybody coming in and becoming a member. Now, I just want to make a very important point. This is our compensation plan. Now, let's say that you don't understand anything about this compensation plan. You don't understand a single word. Let's say it's written in Japanese or German or even both. And nobody here in your group, nobody here understands a single word of the Niwi compensation plan. It doesn't make any difference. As long as everybody does this, this is the kind of money you're going to earn. So it's not important how well you know the compensation plan. It's important how everybody executes the 4F25. That's where the income is generated, not by memorizing this. Now, if you're going to earn $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month, yeah, okay, we should learn the compensation plan, but that can be later. What's more important is following the system. Okay, now I just want to make a couple of points before we end. The first one is, can you imagine if everything here, despite how big it is, you only hit 10% of what you want? Or what we looked at here. Now, in most things on earth, 10% is failure level. If you take a math test, for example, in school, and you only hit 10%, you fail. Or if you're part of a sales team in a company and you only hit 10% of your sales projections, you're fired. 10% is usually failure level. But here, 10% is still $5,000 a month in income. That's not bad. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, you don't have to hit 100% for you to win in this program, for you to make money in this program. Even if you only hit 10%, 20%, it's still $5,000, $10,000 a month. Okay, so let's not focus on, oh, what happens if 2 people drop out? It doesn't make a difference. You still earn money. Okay, the other point I'd like to make is remember the 4th step, which is 25 points a month. Okay, that's very important because that's also another source of income. Remember, I told you that what I showed you is just the basic bonus in the compensation plan. There's actually a lot more. Let me show you another one. Now, this whole group here, remember, once they purchase 25 points a month, you get overriding commissions on that. You get, and I don't want to get too specific, too complicated, but you'll get 7% up to 12 levels deep. Okay, now what we showed here is only 8 levels. So it still goes down deeper than that. But basically what happens is, if you have 100 people in your group purchasing 25 points a month, that's 100 times 25, that's 2,500 times 7%. you have an override of $175 every time they purchase. Okay, which by the way, this is where the 25 points a month can come from your income. So basically, you're getting all these health products for free. Okay, when you have 1,000 people in your group purchasing 25 points a month, now you make 1,750 a month. And you can see 1,000 people in this group, that's small. When you have 10,000 people in your group purchasing 25 points a month, now you're at $17,500 a month. And that's consistent, that's residual, because they're buying every month. Okay, so that's one thing that's very important to consider, is not only do you make the basic bonus, but there's a whole bunch of other bonuses to make. So that's it. That's the 4F25 system. That's how simple it is to make money with Niwi while consuming healthy products, all natural products, and at the same time having fun with your family and friends, because they will also be making money. So thanks for taking the time to listen to me. Now, do you have any questions?